All right. Nice. Let me pop out this chat. All right. Let's do it. Let's do it. This is a fun one. This is a fun one. In this one, this is my first stream in which I'm addressing the problem that I've been working on for months and months, and part of the reason why I've been self-learning machine learning this past year. Past 9 years of my life, I've been a professional software developer. So I was in high school, right out of high school. Right now, I've been going in this shift into machine learning, and I like it. I do like it, but there's a reason why. And the big reason why, for me, is because I just want to make sure I can never code again. Just kidding. It's not because I don't want to code, but it's because when I see things like Copilot, when I see things like, GPT-4, and I see it make websites in like a second, I'm like, so most people that got them afraid, but for me, I was like excited. I was like, what? I don't have to code? Like, wait, you're serious? And we're gonna do it. We're gonna get to a point where us and the boys, we're gonna go and we're gonna build the last coder. We're gonna build it. We're gonna all come together and we're gonna build the last coder. And it's gonna be 10x. I promise you. It's gonna be a 10x coder. And my dream is to be able to do it on a crappy little MacBook, like this one I got right here. And so what are we building today? Today, we are going to build the starting point, hopefully a very good starting point, to a web dev LLM. And when we say LLM, it means a lot of things. In general, it just means a large language model that has let's make sure I have the chat. Really what it means is a large language model uses reinforcement learning, human feedback, and it's trained on a shit ton of data. Crap ton of data. And we're not going to train our own model from scratch, but we're going to fine-tune an LLM. We're going to fine-tune Llama to be the most 10x web developer of all time. Just like I want a web dev code LM that's so elite that it codes in its sleep. No. It doesn't even code. It doesn't just code in its sleep. It codes when it's... This is so dumb. It doesn't just code in its sleep. It dreams code. That's dumb. That doesn't make sense. You get what I'm trying to say. It's cool. It's good. It's good. It's what I'm trying to say. It's good. Okay? And it dreams perfect code. And I want to be able to... So, to get back to reality, what this is actually doing is... So most LLMs right now are too big and generalize off of too much nonsense. I want a small, specific model trained on highly sensitive or highly produced data. And what I mean by highly produced is I want a data set that is intellectually gathered by yours truly, by the best web dev you can find. So the idea, so I've had this idea back and forth. My first iteration was essentially getting web dev mockups and with these mockups for a bunch of Bootstrap pages and doing a stable diffusion model to tie text to what the mockup is. So this is a photography freelance business, and then show the picture, and then have the image get translated to HTML and CSS with a model that, so the real power is something that can convert a mockup to HTML and CSS. A model that converts, well, the old idea. This is not the idea. Mockups that generates mockups. Great idea. Thank you. No, I think we're gonna do some cool stuff today. I'm gonna get to the idea I have now, because these are the old idea I had. Model that generates mockups and convert mockups to code. Problems with this. So there's something called pix to code. That is a AI model that can convert HTML or convert images to HTML. It's not that great. Isn't great, and the means to getting it good will take us too long. So the new idea, the new idea is I want to scrape, and I've already done some of this work, so we'll be moving some code over from a previous project tab. I want to scrape tons of HTML pages, label them using metadata for now. Eventually I want to label them using GPT-4. We could do that another time. For now, because I'll have another video where we can label the data set. For now we'll have crappy labels, but I want to label them using metadata. So essentially, if I'm scraping a news article, it'll say this is a news article. If it has a certain design, it'll say this is a blue looking designed news page. And then you can even say about, insert the title. So we'll intelligently build the prompts, the encoded prompts, or the encoder decoder part, the words we're encoding to decoding. But really, we'll be training Llama, so it's going to be decoding everything. But so I want to scrape tons of HTML pages, convert. This is how, if you want to really get a LLM, it doesn't even LM that is not GPT-4 that you can just run on your machine, that's going to code you websites. This is how it's going to be done. So I want to convert the pages to embedded styles. So what I mean by that is there's a window compute property where you can, for each element, you can get the computed styles for an element. So we're going to be using the computed styles for each element. And the reason why I'm doing this is because part of the reason why a lot of GPT's 4 is trained on so much data, and yet it's not that great at coding websites. And it's okay, but for the amount of data it has, it should be way better. And part of the reason why I think it isn't is because there hasn't been an intelligently designed templating language for laying out HTML optimized for being a transformer. So everything we're doing, I want to be really clear. Everything to make transformers, everything to have our data work better with transformers. So everything, hey, what's up, Reed? So just because you just joined, so what I'm building today is I'm trying to make a web dev LLM, and I'll be fine-tuning Llama so that I can, on a data set that we're gonna get, that's gonna be like, I've had this idea for months and months, and I've been iterating slowly, but I want to do it well right now, or at least get a good starting point. So I tried fine-tuning on StarCoder. We can do StarCoder. I want to do Llama now because I think Llama actually codes pretty well, and Llama also has a 7 billion parameter model. So that's the main reason why I'm. Oh yeah, of course, funniest username ever. Thanks, man. Yeah, we're gonna be doing some cool stuff today. We're actually gonna be doing some Node.js to get Puppeteer going and to get our data set. So I want to do. I'm gonna try both StarCoder and Llama 2 to fine tune them, but for now, let's just do Llama because it's newer, it's smaller, and I don't have like 1,000 GPUs, so I'm gonna have to use Colab, and we're gonna have to use LoRa or QLoRa setup. And why not larger llamas? Well, for now, I only have like Colab, and I want to be able to do enough batches so that this can process the data in a pretty efficient way. Because let me get back into what we're doing. So we want to have the smallest LM that can actually code websites, and we want it to be the data set to be ordered in a way that works really well with transformers. Transformers are very good at sequential data where each individual token, the context of that token informs the meaning of that token, the semantics, a lot. So how are HTML websites set up? You have the HTML, which in itself, the body in itself is already structured like a graph, and there's already some issues in it, but it's fairly sequential, and that might be like 1,000 tokens, right? And then after that, or before, you're going to have a ton of CSS, and this CSS is going to be after the model looked at all those 1,000 tokens, and our context window here is probably going to be 1,024, right? So it's going to be very hard for us to get to relate our CSS tokens with our HTML tokens. So my idea is to embed the styles intelligently into the HTML. Now, what I already know, which I wish I can show you an example, is that is going to take a while in Free Willy 2, but into Free Willy 2, but comparison to StarCoder 2. Not sure what you mean. Oh, what's Free Willy 2? But yeah, so we're gonna use so the one problem with embedding the styles in the HTML is it's huge, it's massive. You have like 700 computed styles for every HTML tag. So I have a little diffing algorithm where I get the control styles on the page, and only the actually updated styles to make that smaller. And then, so we can use that, but I also want to convert it to Tailwind to compress it even more so that we can actually have some, please tell me you're not using Streamlit for the GUI. Dude, I don't even know what Streamlit, what are all this stuff? You said like Free Willy and Streamlit. I don't use Streamlit. Oh, Streamlit. Oh, yeah. Someone was just telling me about that. I've never used that. Currently working on a port scanner using Scapy and Python, trying to get basic Nmap functionality. Oh, nice. Tell me how that goes. We're going to be doing a little bit of Python later. Okay, so let's do it. So yeah, I want to be able to get embedded styles. What I mean by that is I want the styles to be like, so we're gonna have like the head and everything. We're gonna ignore the head, obviously, and we're gonna be doing, yeah, we're coding this. This is like from scratch, pretty much. I'm gonna be the first like hour or so. I'm gonna be getting a data set. Hopefully, it's not gonna be an hour, but and then after that, we're gonna be training it. The data set, I'm gonna cut it and make sure it's. I'm not gonna bore you guys with too much data set gathering. I think that stuff's super interesting and super important. But so one problem with embedding styles is, let's say this is gonna be like cursor normal or whatever. This is gonna be like font size, blah blah blah. So this is gonna have like 70 or 700 different things in here. That's a problem, right? So I made a little diffing algorithm to diff the control for what a p tag is rendered in Chrome, and then whatever these new styles are, it's gonna just only get the ones that are actually different than what it normally would be. So that'll make it smaller. And then I'm going to try to convert it to Tailwind to make it even smaller. I think that's, how about generating it automatically with GPT? Generating which part? Because yeah, I want to generate some stuff with GPT, 100%. Oh, you mean generating the data set, like the actual HTML pages? We want to get real data. I want to label them with ChatGPT. So I want to, with GPT-4, we won't be able to do that. We could probably do it now, but it'll just take too long to set up. But I want to be able to, because this is how I want it to be labeled. I want it to be like, this is the data set. So I want to be like, I don't even know the right prompt for this. It'll just be like web dev ask or whatever, and then it's gonna be like, I want a website made that looks like Facebook but green looking. I don't know. And then I want to have web dev response, and then I want to generate that. This part right here, I want these labels to be, I want the labels in here to be generated from GPT-4, where I pass up GPT-4 like a general, I'll be like, this is like a website, HTML, like tell me about it. Let's see. New Hope, a chat model based on Llama 2, aiming to provide a strong coding capability. Preliminary evaluation shows that, 99% on human eval. Wow, that's really cool. I'll definitely look into that. Say border. Why not just use some umbrella style? Say border. Yeah. And then leave another model for making connections between. Yeah. That's interesting. That's a good idea. That's good. That's a V2. That is a good idea. I like that idea of having another model to make the connection. That's actually really good. I like that. I feel like that's a V2 though. For now, I just need to make sure we can make it small, but I like that a lot. Um, but this is the general data set. And the cool thing about that is you can have pure HTML model and a pure CSS model, and then just try to find some mapping. The hard part is, I personally found messing with all these models, that mapping is real hard. Mapping class names to the designated class name in CSS beyond just like a tic-tac-toe game, I found that it's not very good at that. There's look up the paper RELM. It's regular expression, I think language mapping, something like that. It's for LLMs. Look up validating LLMs with regular expression with RELM. That's one way you can kind of get by training a model to produce a specific pattern. And I'm thinking maybe I could have the patterns be what the actual class name is, maybe on each element. There's a lot of things. So there's another thing where I want to look at things in components. So let's get into some code. I want to show you guys some code I have. Let me show you guys some code. Let's go to. Let's do dev. Yeah. Let's go to dev, and let's go to. I have some code that does half of this already. I'm better than metadata on fine-tuned. Yeah. I'll look into the New Hope one. That sounds awesome. Let's see. For making the site, it seems closer to how end user might want it. You might want to get structure like website with newsletter modal. Yeah. No, 100%. Pipeline. Let me show you. Yeah, we're taking super baby steps. No, I'm like biting off a lot in this video, but we'll see. We'll try to. I have like a lot of this done. I'm a student at Berkeley. Is it worth the money? Is what worth the money? All right, so let's go to. I got so many random scripts here. So I'm going to try to find you a script in which I actually get this data set that works pretty well. So like the data set is this sort of condensed HTML script, and we're going to go to code helper based supercoder. Cat supercoder. Is this it? No. Go to data. I think this is it. I think this is where I do it. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I'm calling it supercoder. We can call it supercoder. So, in the model, yeah, this model is empty. So pretty much, this is really all it is. So I have this is how we're getting the data set. I gotta like adapt this to something else. So, and actually it's gonna be too big to load up the file in here. I want to show you what it looks like. But so really what it does is I get the control styles. So I just get a mapping from every style, like p tags, everything, and I just map it to the default styles. I embed the styles, which I have this script where I sort of like go through each thing in the browser or each element, and I just have this recursive thing where I get the computed styles, and then we loop through, and I'm going to move this over to another script because we need to, this is going to be a little different, so we need it to start clean. But so I get the computed styles, and then I do that diffing to make sure I only get the new computed styles, and in the end you get the literal what the HTML page should look like, but just without any JavaScript and all that, and without any assets at all. Cool. Let's adapt this to a HTML compressor. Let's adapt this to something else. What do I do here? Oh yeah, and then I actually, so I was using this to, I have this script here to, this is interesting. So this is to make HTML embeddings, which actually works pretty well. And I normalize all this the embedded styles. So I like, if it's a where do I do it? If it's like a font of like 16 or something, it'll be a small font, right? Or 10 to 20. Anyway, all right, let's start getting our data set. Enough talking. I gotta move a lot of this other stuff I have over. Okay, so let's call it tiny web dev. And also we're gonna be doing QLoRa later. We're trying to do with bits and bytes if anyone's interested on Llama 2. Alright, so let's do, and we're gonna wanna alright, let's get our data, our website fetcher .js cd website fetcher. Oh yeah, well, let me just open it up. Function run. All right, let's run it. And so what we want to do, first things first, is we want to be able to start making a web crawler. And let me show you how to make a web crawler. So like I'm making I need to get a data set of a certain amount of web pages. We're doing it dirty. The real way to do this is to get websites that you know are just going to be like good. Here we're being dirty. We're just getting any website, and then we're going to make our data set from it. And we want to be able to have so let's actually make some, so when you're making web crawlers, every web crawler has seeds, right? So Google, all these sites, they have certain sites that are highly relevant websites that it starts scraping from, right? So FS, so let's just use like Hacker News. I love Hacker News. .com, and what else? I feel like that should be enough, because I'm just gonna get every page after this. Let's see, what's another site to use? What even is another site to use? It's like the only site I go on. It's the only site I go on. It's like what other site is there to go on other than Hacker News, you know? All right, so let's just do Hacker News for now. It's fine, but we want to do require fs dot read file sync. Remember, I was going through a whole thing on why read file sync isn't good. It doesn't translate here. So like here, read file sync is fine because we're not running this on a server. We're just running it. We're running a routine here. So let's run this. It's UTF-8, which do we need it? I think we did. Yeah. And let's just do, I think we're gonna have to split it by new line. Let's just see if we can get our seed file. So when we're creating our crawler, so let's actually rename this to website crawler. We're building our data set for our web dev LLM. And wait, what just happened? Why is it empty? Oh, did I not save it? Okay, but all right, so let's run this. So node website crawler, and oh yeah, I need to install Puppeteer. We're doing our scraping in Puppeteer because I'm gonna beat that horse until it's dead. we're never stopping Puppeteer. We're never stopping Puppeteer. All right, so let's install this, and we got our node modules and our package JSON. We're just ready to go. We're just ready to go. We're building today. Today's a building day. Today's a good day. Why is this taking so long? You know, I hate how long Puppeteer takes. It's such a like Puppeteer. I mean npm install. When it's like sometimes I'm like, this is just JavaScript. Like, why are we actually doing this right now? All right, cool. So we got our array seed files. So let's get let's go to some other lesson we had. Let's do this. Some other lesson. Node primer. Shit poster finder. S poster finder. That was a good one. That was a good video. Let's go get our setup here. So we had a timeout, we had setup browser. Oh, this is gonna be a good one. This is a guy I can already feel it. Get the tingles. So let's set up our Puppeteer. Oh, whoops. Set up browser. And we want to loop through the seed files in our crawler. Remember, we're building the perfect HTML CSS data set to train a transformer. We're going to make it tiny. We're going to make it so tiny. We're embedding all the styles so that it doesn't have to, so the token learning the context is super close together between the HTML and CSS. And we're also compressing it. And I think I want to use Tailwind. I may not have to, but I think I want to use Tailwind to make it even smaller. I think that's cool. So let's do page.goto. Let's see. Thought MacBook Airs are fast. No, well, this is an old MacBook Air. This is an old MacBook Air. This is like a shitty. I have like 2015. I've had this for so long. I don't know. I don't know why. I'm weird. Alright, so let's go to the site. We've done this 1,000 times. Repetition. Mastery is repetition plus grit. Alright, so first thing we want to do is we have to have something to actually build up our data set. So let's make a file called dataset.json, and we'll just load up with an empty array. And at the top, we're going to want to read file sync dataset.json, same way we do before, but except this time, notice how I'm using single quotes and double quotes. Notice how I just don't give a fuck. Alright, so we're going to be looping through and adding to this data set. But alright, so we're going to have a function to embed styles. What I mean by embed styles, I mean get the computed styles and put it in the styles of the HTML file. So we'll walk through it. I'll just like copy and paste it. I already have an embedded styles, and I'll go line by line. I think this is super important for training these LLMs. No, this isn't. It's right here. Oh yeah, I have to get the control styles. So I have a data set of control styles, or a dictionary. Control styles. Let me actually copy that and move that over. Control styles to tiny web dev. Okay, so now I have it, and oops, tiny web dev. And the reason why it's tiny is because it's cute. That's the dumbest thing I ever said. All right, so when we go to the page, we're going to run this embed styles routine, and then we're going to run a routine to get the HTML. like my functions. get it. Just get the HTML. Get the page HTML. You see? We're gonna pass page this. Page is gonna get passed to both these things. Page dot evaluate return window dot body dot outer HTML. I think that's fine. So, and then we'll run get the page HTML, and then we'll get the final HTML, and then we will have a function to, oh wait, this doesn't need to be async, right? But we will have a function to, well, actually, so we need to do something else. We're gonna get a function to get the metadata. So we're gonna have to label this. Get the label info. So for now, we're gonna have dumb labels. Our labels are gonna suck. Eventually, I want to label it with GPT-4 or with some LLM. For now, we'll just have crap. Hey, what's up, Leno? How you doing? How's your day going? Feeling 10x? Are you ready to crush? I'm ready to crush. All right, so we're gonna get the label info. For now, we'll just keep that empty. So we're gonna have to label these web pages so that we can build the question part of our question answer prompt. And for now, I'm just gonna use the meta info. It's not gonna be great, sorry, but I'm gonna use I'm gonna get the meta website the site type from the OG name, and then I'm gonna use the title or the description, maybe a combination of the title and description and the OG name. So we'll do that for now. It's just temporary. We really want to start labeling these with GPT-4, but that's fine. And Sublime good, doing great. Yeah. Finally, someone that likes Sublime. Wow. Finally. Getting so much hate. so much VS. You notice I have VS Code down here, and I hate it so much, and yet I have it. Look at my psychology. You know how crazy that is? Why do I hate something I own? Alright, so we want to get the label info. And let's do build. Let's get prompt from build prompt. And this is going to be the prompt that we're going to add to our data set. And we're going to build the prompt with the label info and the final HTML. We'll write these. This won't be an async function. We'll write these functions as we go. I'm just scaffolding. I like to code. If you're really 10x, you scaffold. If you don't scaffold, you're not even an X. By the way, this is how I talk to myself all day. I just decided to record it. That's great. That's psychotic. I understand. I get it. That's psychotic. That's insane. I get it. I get it. VS Code. No, honestly, like VS Code isn't even that bad. It's just like every time I open up VS Code, they're like, hey, here's like 1,000 extensions that you could use. Or do you use them? I don't know. And I'm like, just let me code. Just let me code, okay? Alright, so after this routine, we're gonna wanna write file sync the new data set. And in this new data set, we will JSON stringify. See how easy this is? I'm gonna make you use, we don't have to do this, but I'm gonna make you use Node. You're gonna use Node. Just realized, so this isn't actually how it's gonna work. I forgot. We want to put this in. We actually want another function. Okay, we have too many functions in this file. I get it. We're gonna have to. We could put these in other files. For now, it's fine. It's fine. We're just going with the flow. We're not building a $1 million business today. Maybe another day. So I want to get. So the thing is we're actually not going to do this. We're gonna do two things. One, get current page. So when you're building a crawler, the thing that makes it a crawler is it has to get all the external links, and then it needs to go to those links. Okay. So one, get the current page, or get the current page data set prompt. So that's all this stuff. So this is all gonna be in we're gonna say just like generate prompt. And that's gonna do all this stuff right here. And we're just gonna leave that. See, we're being a little bit like page. We're being a little smart here. Past page ECs. I know, yeah, we probably shouldn't do that. We should probably have like some sort of higher order function, or they should all be class based. It's alright. We're getting into flow state, being flow state warriors. I said, dude, I'd rather write my code on paper than use Eclipse for That's funny, dude. That's a good burn. He got you there. I read, and also it's like, it's true too. You know what? Something's funny because it's true. Comedy is the truth. No one likes Eclipse. Are you seriously pushing Eclipse in here, dude? Come on. You're gonna push Eclipse in my chat. Oh my god, dude. Jesus Christ. Alright, so we're gonna build the prompt, and then we have to get external links. So really, remember, we're scaffolding. We didn't do half this stuff yet. And then we have to generate the prompt. We have to say prompt equals await, generate prompt page, get external links. And the get external links is pretty easy. Notice how I'm not actually testing anything here. I'm not saying external, I mean outbound links. It's a better way of saying it. Outbound links equals await, get outbound links. We're passing the page, and then we're gonna have to loop it through the let's see. What's a good way of doing this? We can, you know what I actually think is better? Let's make this a while loop, and let's make, instead of doing for seeds, let's just say website. Well, we can use seeds, but we could just say websites to crawl, and we're gonna preload this with seeds. And then we're going to say while websites to crawl length is greater than 0. And then we'll just get at the top, we'll just pop off the, so we don't have to say seed, we could say website equals websites to crawl dot pop. And then we're going to go to that. So what I'm doing here is instead of like just like I don't want to do this recursively. I think it's a waste. We're just gonna keep getting outbound links, and then we'll just like add the outbound links to the websites to crawl. And then here we'll just say we could let, because I'm gonna concatenate these strings. Concat, and then we're going to concat the outbound links. And then, okay, and then where are we pushing the data set? We just push it whenever we get the prompt. Does this make sense? Well, I mean, we didn't write any of this yet, but I think logically it makes sense. See, JS is the GOAT. JS, I'm not gonna say JS. I'm using JS right now, and I can't even say it's the GOAT. The GOAT is just you. You're the GOAT. Like, I made a video where it's like the GOATed developer stack, and I hold true to it. But the thing is, it's not like, oh, the GOAT is, like I mentioned, you should know like some way of building like a lot of Python and a lot of like PyTorch, Hugging Face, and then you should know node.js or like some way to build web applications fast. I picked node.js or Dino or whatever as the fastest way, as the fastest scripting language to build websites. Either way, you're the GOAT. That's just the GOAT stack. You know what I mean? Like, it's, you know what I mean? Do you go to the gym? You seem really ripped. I go to the gym, yeah, like every other day for like a decade. I love working out. Any of you guys work out? Any of you guys work out? I love talking fitness, lifting, calisthenics. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not that jacked. I'm actually fairly fairly skinny for my, like, it's just like, well, I'm not like skinny, but like, I know dudes that are like huge, but I have a lot of muscles. It's mostly because I lift heavy. If you wanna like get in good shape, you want to get like, because I'm very lean and very strong, and part of the reason for that is because I always lift heavy. You don't need to juice. You don't need to do any of that. You don't need to go on a cycle or whatever. You gotta lift heavy, and you have to always be getting stronger in some lift. 5x5. 5x5. I live and die by 5x5. All right. So let's see. And any of you guys work out? Yeah, I'm not bulky at all. And I'm a lanky like guy. Like I'm not like short. Like I'm close to 6 foot. I got measured. I'm 5'11" and a half, and like a year ago, and I can deadlift. And I don't weigh a lot, and I can deadlift over like 415. So my squat is 405, but that's mostly genetics, I think. Because I have a natural, almost 3 foot vertical, which you know why. Just playing. Just playing. Just playing. No, but it's true though. It's like a lot of strength is genetics. Well, no, it's complicated actually. Like my squat is my bench like kind of sucks. It's like it's 250, but which is for my weight is like pretty good, but like it's I want to get that up to 300, but it's like so hard for me to get my bench up, but my squat just goes up. Like I leaned out and probably lost like 8 pounds or something in the past few months, and my squat didn't go down. My bench just like got decimated. I mean, I still my max is the same, but I can't rep as much. Not I mean, you know, it's okay. I didn't like kill myself or anything. But I think that's a lot of. I think like your muscle bellies is a big part of that. And I can only, yeah, like 400. Well, you definitely lift though. Jack, how much do you deadlift? Jack, we gotta do a gym stream soon. We gotta do a gym stream. If we don't do a gym stream, that's a pain. That's gonna be a pain in my side. Yeah, Jack, what workouts are you doing? You're doing your like, oh yeah, you do your yoga, right? You're making your yoga gains? Jack, you're that dude that, you're the reason why, like, yoga is actually, like, wait. Yeah, no, but you're the reason why people don't want their wives to go to yoga. It's you. They're like, why is there like he doesn't have any. Sir, can you put your pants on? You're a threat to society, dude. Alright, let's go back to this. Not genetically, but lacking big time on nutrition. Yeah, dude, nutrition's so hard. Like, honestly, let's run this. I know I broke this so much. My nutrition sucks. Why'd it break? Shouldn't everything just work? Oh, right. This needs to be async. Let's run it again. Let's run it. And I always do that. I always don't make equal sign. Right here. Sometimes I eat only one time a day. Dude, eating one time a day is the shit. But you should only eat one time. Like I just wait until the end of the day to eat. That's the way to go. Let's see, website to crawl. Why? Wait, let me run this again. There should be like a club for coders who go to the gym. There should be a club for us. You should be able to sign up. Nice, we're running. It's running. Okay, let's go. Let's go. You should be able to sign up. And you just need to like do a few Vim commands and then they let you yeah, that's fine. It's fine. They let you in after you do like 5 Vim commands. Alright, so it didn't read outer HTML, which is fine. I think it's window.body element. Correct me if I'm wrong there. Alright, let's get our embedded style script. This is exciting. This is like actually exciting. Because this is long coming. I've been like trying to get this working for a bit. Alright, so I gotta adapt this. So I already wrote this part, which is a hard part. And I'll walk through how this works. Let's go. Await page. So we always use page evaluate. If you're not using page evaluate, you're less than, you're nothing. You're nothing. If you're nothing. All right. So I think I gotta do document dot body element, and then there's no, and it is root. Elements embedded, resolve, return, await. All right, so here's what's happening. Here's what's happening here. How long you've been programming? Lifting is super easy. Yeah. Oh, I've been coding since I was like 12. Like, I mean, I knew what I was doing since I was like 14. Relatively. 14, 15. Alright, so here's what's happening here. It's a lot. So I have this script. So the whole point of this script, we don't need this. Yeah, we don't need that. The whole point of this script is so I can embed styles into every element on the page. Okay, and we don't need this was embedded thing. And we're gonna ignore SVGs and script tags. We're actually gonna because we don't care about that. I mean, SVGs are gonna make it hard. We're just gonna have to not have SVGs. Sorry. Trust me, I've already gone through it, and it's really hard. Like, using transformers, tokenizing SVGs and using transformers to figure out what's going on with SVGs is a model in itself. It's not, we don't want to mix this in with our HTML model. We should have a separate SVG model to fill in SVGs for us. That's what we should really do. Let's see, ever use Copilot? Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, GPX0. Yeah, so I use Copilot, and then I grew up. So I got out of my my training wheels. So I mean, okay, so Copilot's great. but like it's annoying. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna be honest. Copilot is great. Is a great technology. It inspired me to try to look into LLMs and all this a year ago. But whenever I had it on, it's so annoying because it'll either be wrong about what I want, or it'll type out what I want, and then there's one thing wrong about it, and then it just feels like, you guys ever pair program? Because you can be on the job, you can pair program, and you can be like pair programming with people, and you could be like, hey, like, won't you drive, and then I'll like watch, right? So like, if you're in that situation, eventually they're just gonna be typing like stuff that just doesn't make any sense, but it's convenient because they keep typing, and then you have to, as the person like watching or whatever, you're like, hey, that doesn't work and that doesn't work, you know? And then the person's like, oh, right, I'm an idiot, right? And then, oh, you're just kidding, but like, and then like, but that's the how it works with Copilot. Is Copilot generates code, and it's cool, but then you're like, wait, I gotta read all this and I didn't write it, and I don't like that because it breaks I like getting into a flow state when I'm working. Does that make sense? Pair programming sucks. You should try chat. It's pretty useful, but I get what you. Yeah, no, yeah. I agree. Like, just using ChatGPT is better than Copilot, in my opinion. Next 13. I don't know anything about the new version of Next. What's the differences? I actually don't. I learned Next from mentoring a guy for like a while that uses it, and personally, I'm not a huge fan of it. I get it. I definitely get it, but I'm not a huge fan of it. What's like the new things with Next? But yeah, so all right. So here's what's happening here. We don't need this. This was a separate thing. So we don't need this. So what I'm doing is I'm getting the computed styles. I don't know if you guys know how computed styles works. I've said it like a couple times here, but the way it works is we get. I always just go to Hacker News for everything. Oh, you can see my Hacker News username. All right, so, but we say we get the computed style for something. So let's just get one for query selector P. Oh wait, hold on a second. You do just pass the element, right? Computed style. It says window computed style. Argument 1 is not. Oh, are there no p tags? That's weird. Okay, so I just got in a random element and I got all the properties. See how there's 363 properties that come back. So this is a default. Your web browser has defaults for like everything, every single thing. And when you run the computed properties, it's great because it gives you everything. But the problem is, for our purposes, we don't want to bloat this. We want to have compressed data because it's a tiny LM. So in this script, when I get the computed styles for every element, what I'm doing is I have this control list, and I just do a diffing thing to say, just diff this and remove this, or only use the changed ones, the ones that are new. So we can make this a little smaller, which actually works. And here, what happens is we get the, this says if it isn't a, so, oh yeah, and it just if it's not in the control list, like if it's a web component, if you go to YouTube, I don't know if you guys saw my YouTube video where I make my own algorithm. That one, YouTube's entire site is like just custom web components. So that's not going to work for this. So it'll just use the default for that. So that would suck. But for most things, it's gonna do this. Let's see. Yeah, it's gonna do this thing where it gets the new style, it gets the control, and it says if it isn't in the control, then push this style, and we push the style to the list, and then we add the element style here. And then what happens after that is if it's not a stylable, right, so we just check if it's a script tag or whatever. And if it isn't that, again, it's going to go look at the children, loop through the children, and then embed each child. So recursively run this function for each child. I try to avoid recursion in general in any garbage collected language, personally. Java's actually pretty fine. Python's terrible. But JavaScript's okay. Java's actually okay with it. I actually don't know why, but for some reason the way the event loop works, recursion is actually pretty fast. Dude, don't dox me. Don't dox me, Jack. How are those yoga moms doing, Jack? You're a threat. You're a threat. Alright, so let's go and run this. So we have to embed everything starting at the body. Is this just gonna work? Hold on a second. Let's go to embedded styles. Let's get the page HTML. So these functions aren't built yet. So we're just gonna log the final HTML. We're not gonna do that. Let's push the dataset. We didn't write this yet. Let's run this website crawler. And what? Oh, this isn't an async function. It doesn't need to be. Why did I run await right there? This is a lot of processing. There's something like with, so like, here's another thing. You don't want to, in JavaScript, never do stuff like this. Unless you're doing what I'm doing, which is like, oh, I did it, what happened? But unless you're doing something, we'll fix it. We fix everything. But unless you're doing something like, specific to what's it called, like you're just doing a browser routine, or you're just running a node script, or you're running a Dino script or whatever, yeah, do this like recursion, heavy processing, like get computed styles, like a heavy process thing, 100%. If you're ever running a server, never do stuff like this, because notice how this isn't asynchronous. I didn't do a wait right here. So you know what's weird about that? The problem with the fact that I didn't do a wait here is because the event loop is gonna lock. It's gonna stop. It's not gonna keep, the CPU cycles aren't gonna keep getting new things, which is fine. I don't care here. But if this wasn't like a node.js, if this was like a login, then any, dude, I can't, it's like, I don't know what YouTube doesn't like, but any guy could just could DDoS a site and then lock the entire, like, everyone's experience from the site, right? So that's a little like always work for the event loop in JavaScript. It's made for async IO. So let's look at this. What is this? It says it can't read tag name if undefined. Where am I doing tag name? Okay, it's probably this one. Yeah, I don't know why I'm doing that. So it's probably because body element is not a thing. Hold on a sec. Document.body. Oh, it's just document.body. Oh, and this one isn't window. I gotta do document.body. Okay, alright. Am I gonna have enough time to do the tailwind stuff? Probably not. I don't wanna keep you. Alright, okay, it's doing something. and it just total. Oh, whoops! This is something from the old script I had. Why is it logging a bunch of random stuff? Is that this? Yeah, let's see. Let's log, because it was logging an empty object. I think it's because our little thing isn't transpiling. I mean, GitHub Copilot chat is... Oh, you were talking about the chat? I'm using Puppeteer. Dude, Puppeteer's the best. Yeah, GitHub... I don't know about GitHub Copilot chat. Nice, we did it. Look at that. Okay, so let's see if this actually works. It didn't work. I know it didn't work because I don't see any styles in here. It says, oh, because we had errors in all this. Can't read properties of undefined reading TD, so everything got errored out. Can't read properties of undefined reading TD. You know why? Because I didn't load up the control styles. So I gotta load this up into, I now need to inject the script to load our control styles into the page. So let's do it. So let's pass control styles, console log control, or window, we'll just do window dot control styles. Do this. It's gonna hang because we're just running this on a promise in Node without resolving it. All right, let's see. Let's see. Let's see if we're Gucci. Now it works. You see? It's huge. It's huge. Yeah, it's like, this is one page. This is the HTML for, hold on, where does it start? This is the HTML for one page. So I have the styles and I have all this. So I can try to condense this with like Tailwind. I don't know why I got white spaces normal though. I feel like that's the default style. I feel like some of this isn't actually condensing. Also, we have double quotes here. Or is that just here? Oh no, it's because of this character. Well, it did it. Let's see if it actually looks like the page. Because what we're doing is we're just JavaScripting everything. We're just like we're making sure that the page is renderable without any assets, so we can train the language model to just use this representation to display everything. So let's see. All right, so let's did it save the file? No. Let's save this. Oh wait, this is the wrong. This is like the other script I have. I was doing a lot of random stuff there. I was doing like, that'd be a cool script to run through though. Alright, so let's just, for testing, I just want to make sure this actually looks like the page. fs.write file sync test.html json.stringify final HTML. I just opened up my mail. What the fuck? Just quit. Don't open it. Alright. So let's write this file now. Let's just rerun this. Let's see if this works. You tried I haven't tried playwright. Is Playwright worth it? What's the deal with Playwright? Is that cool? Is that elite? Is that hack? Is that elite? Does that make me better than other people if I use that? Will I be able to go in my the meta interview I do, and then I'm not doing a meta interview, but am I gonna be able to go there and be like, you guys don't know Playwright? Just kidding. That looks horrible. This doesn't look like it at all. What the fuck? This is all right. Something broke. Something broke. What broke? Oh, it's because of this. I think it's because of the style. No. Why did that break? What am I doing here? I'm getting it. I'm saying if it's not in the... Let's log this. Let's see what's broken here. How do you rate that you get accepted in a... I don't know. I would never work for a FANG company. I would say I could definitely work there though. But oh yeah, it's just an alternative. That's cool. I don't think I could work at it. I mean, I could get in because I'm great, but like I don't think I would want to. So I worked at a pretty competitive company before, and it was like kind of why not what? Oh, why I wouldn't work at a FANG? Because it drains your prime. You waste your prime working for people that suck. You should be like, that should be your retirement goal. You should be building businesses when you're young. In my opinion. Gaining independence. Alright, is this done? Is this done? Alright, let's go. Let's see what happened in our script. Also, hey Matt, how's it going? You guys know Matt and Jack, they're OG. They're my real world friends. Matt and I are gonna do a podcast tomorrow too. We're gonna talk about Matt's. If you want to know, get some really good information about AI, talk to Matt. Where's my logs? I log too much stuff. This time I'm just not gonna log. Hold on a sec. I can close this. This time I'm not gonna log the HTML. I gotta figure out why this isn't actually rendering. So Matt, just a little. So we're now in the script where we're making a web crawler to crawl through the web. And we're trying to find we're trying to build a data set that's compressed HTML. As I've talked to you about it. I've talked to you about this. Compressed HTML so we can train a transformer or fine-tune Llama 2, most likely, with the data set. Now right now this is the script to embed all the styles, but it's not working for some reason. I think it has to do with, so I have a list of all the control styles. Probably low impact. Yeah, you want to have high impact in your life. Even if it's just yourself. Even if it's just, you want to have stakes. You want to have stakes. You don't want to be, and you can have stakes in those companies, but it's a game that I don't want to play. You'd be, so compressed, so here's what we're doing. So, did I write it? Did I write about it? Yeah. I was just like, this isn't. I'll just say it. But all right, so we're embedding the styles. We're compressing it by. I think I'm gonna use Tailwind, which should give us a one-to-one mapping from styles to the CSS classes. If it doesn't, that's fine. We can maybe just only check for things that are in Tailwind. I might just skip that part for time's sake. That is a way I do want to compress these, is I want to create greater classes. Like, look at common classes in the dataset, common styles in the dataset, and create greater classes to just and then when we run inference and we make a prediction, we'll just add that super CSS generalized framework, and we'll just add that into the HTML when we render it. You'd be working on a small and probably would not be learning as much compared to if you're working. Yeah, I like working at startups more than big companies, 100%. And also the one problem with working at large companies is there's so many different teams, and there's you learn the skill of dealing with bureaucracy. And no one ever on their deathbed was like, you know what, I'm really glad that I learned about the pains of bureaucracy. And no one was like, wow, you know what, like, as they're dying and they're looking up to their wife who's like crying, and their kids are like, Dad, don't go. He's like, he holds his oldest son's hand. He's like, remember, you have to work in a bureaucratic institution for 20 years so you can understand mid-level politics. That's never once happened, I promise you. Or if it did, then that's most entry level. I feel low impact, but yeah, true. The scale, yeah. No, there is a huge benefit to the scale. There is a huge benefit, but it's not for me. Yeah, maybe like 2 years at a big company is a good idea, but all right. So what are we doing? Right. Okay. So let's figure out why this is broken. So I'm logging whether or not I think this broke it. So what's the logic going on in here? Maybe we should keep all the script tags in the style sheets. Trying to think what could have possibly happened here. So what I'm doing here is I'm saying if it isn't a control element, then essentially like make a copy of it. Oh, you know what's funny? I don't even have to do this. But make a copy of it and add that copy to the control CSS for this tag name. Do we need to do this? Yeah, we do still need to do this. We do still need to do this, but I don't think this would ever run. I don't think this ever runs. Because this is for if the HTML has web components, and I don't think this happened. There's any web components for this. Peace out. Yeah, man. Thanks for stopping by, Lino. Thanks, bro. But overall, I agree that there's a few positions of autonomy available. Yeah. All right, let's see what's going on here. Oh, whoops! I meant to not log the HTML anymore, so we can actually debug what's going on here. Let me reopen this. It looks so bad. Is it this? Is it the quotes? Oh, it's because it's JSON. I JSON stringified it when I wrote the string. Okay, that's what's going on. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. Let's see. Once this is done, we'll be like, I'm just gonna build the data set up and run the crawler, just so we can have something to work with. We'll skip the tailwind today. We'll skip that. I don't want to. I mean, I'll do this forever, but I know other people have lives. I literally will just keep coding. I don't know what else to do with my life. For some people that's sad. For me that's a dream. Oh, nice. Wait, is this, what is this? Oh wait, no. What is this? Why does this look like this? Hold on a second. Oh, okay, this is the actual site. Let's go to, oh, this is the moment of truth. This is the moment of truth. Let's open test HTML. Nice, that's good enough. This is just HTML. So all the styles are embedded. This is just HTML. How big is the file? How big is the file? This one's big. How much is that? I still have to look this up. This is the most thing I'm embarrassed about. This is the most thing I'm embarrassed about. The fact that I have to look that up. 0.68 megabytes. That's huge. That's too big. We'll use this for now, but that's not great because this is a simple website. You know, oh, this is what we need. One, we need to get rid of, okay, let's compress it further. Couple things we can do. We can get rid of all the class names. We don't need class names because it's all the styles are embedded. And I don't think we need any data props. Yeah, we can get rid of all data props and all class names and all IDs. So let's do that. Let's have a post-processing script. Or let's just do it in the get HTML. We'll clean the HTML. Because we want to feed the transformer pretty clean data. But there's an HTML compressor and node that we can use, or modifier. Yeah, it's this one. I've already went to it. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah, man, I feel like memorizing bytes and it's hard. It's not hard. It's just something that you don't have to deal. It's actually easy, but it's something that you don't have to deal with ever. All right, so let's get this. So this is a good. I've used this before to modify HTML. So let's install this. This is actually a Rust. Yeah, it's Rust, and they just have a node binding. Gets rid of white space. We want to make it real small, real small. All right. Actually, let's just really quickly clean our HTML though. So document dot bot. Oh, we don't have to do it in here. We can do it as we already process all our elements in here. So we can do it at the top here. We can say clean attributes. Let's do element dot set. Wait. I forgot. I think you can just set it to null, but let me just double check. All right, nice. Dot remove attribute class. I think we're fine if we do this, because we're just making something that can style HTML. We don't care about any functionality for now. We'll iterate on that. And actually, let's go through the class list and check if there's any data props. Remove those. Actually, let me just look at this HTML for a second. I want to see if there's any stuff. Yeah, like we don't want to get rid of width, right? Because that's going to change the layout. We don't want to get rid of anything that would change the layout. Oh, all ARIA labels and all data props. Let's do that. So actually, we want to do element.classList. Let me just check this in the. So a little inspector thing. When you have something highlighted in the inspector, you get it with $0. So that's the TR that I have selected in here, and I can say $0 classes anyway. They do have some inline styles though. That's cool. All right, this one has a class. So you know what I wanted, so let's map. I'm gonna do a filter. Can you do array methods on class list? This looks like an array class. Is this something that you have to do? Yeah, nice, okay. So we want to get array from, and then we want to filter. So we're actually getting the data props. So attributes to delete. This is called, you're cleaning our data here. But Matt, don't wince. I'm cleaning the data when I'm getting the data. You thought about using a proxy for more complex sites? Yeah. Wait, did you you should check out the best scraping video I have now is the Facebook one. Facebook Boomers one. I don't do the IP part. I talk about it though. So with Puppeteer, you can get any VPN you want and very easily set it up with Puppeteer. And also, you should be storing your cookies locally. You can look it up. There's a cookie saver. I think that they make it pretty easy for you to save the cookies. So we do, in the Twitter scraping video, I had to log into Twitter and automate that. Obviously, you don't want to be logging in over and over again. Twitter is actually really easy to scrape now because I think they like got rid of their division to deal with it. Swear to God. Facebook's still the hardest site to scrape. It's the hardest. We wound up getting comments in the video, but you should save your cookies and store it in a file while you're using something like Puppeteer, so you don't have to keep getting new cookies, because that's another thing, which is a thing that I even saw at like a company I worked at, where it's like if your cookies are changing a lot, you're probably a bot. And also really look at you should probably pay for a VPN if this is like related to your business where you're scraping. You should probably buy a VPN, because for a lot of the free authorized proxy, you should set up a proxy and you should store your cookies. Say if the class starts with, I forgot, is that, oh, whatever, index of data. So data props are typically used for like form submission, a lot of Angular dynamic stuff. We're gonna say if it starts with a data prop, or if the class index of what's it called? ARIA. Yeah. ARIA is like web accessibility. We do not care about that here. And then we want to do a loop through this. And then we want to say element.remove attribute. And then it's just going to be the attribute. Okay, cool. So now we're at least clearing out the attributes you don't care about. Now let's do this. Let's minify it. So let's get into that. So let's minify it. What's an example? I just want to see it code. If every package just gave you like just an example immediately, and that's the first thing they showed, that's that's everything that I want. Process any HTML. Okay. Do you guys have a GitHub? I appreciate it. I appreciate your package. I need to like start woosah. It's like I'm grateful you built this. Now please just like just show me how to use it. I appreciate. Thank you for making it. Woosah. Wow, 6. We're almost at 6. No, I can't. I'm a man of God. I can't do that. All right, but so let's go and look at their examples. Let's see. Oh, they don't have any. This is the source code. CLI. Okay, nice. It had it right here, and I was just being a little bitch. I was being. I'll use buffer. Buffer's just a way to deal with raw data in JavaScript. And Node. Okay, so which is all that matters. Node is all that matters. Node is all that matters. I'm gonna brainwash the youth into Node. That's my job. Node is all, as they're like starving because there's no supply chains. I'm like, learn to code. You have to learn to code. If you don't learn to code, mommy will be unhappy. Yes, we have to code. Alright, so keep comments. Why would I want to keep comments? Keep spaces between attributes? Why would I want that? I know there's some stuff that I want here. I want end tags, and I think they definitely get rid of end tags. The reason why I want end tags here is because I don't want this minifier to mess up the structure. Because when we're training the transformer, it's gonna train a lack of structure, and that's gonna, I'm guessing, I don't know for sure, but that's gonna mess up a lot when it comes to, we want to have the end tags here 100%. So this is the beginning of this video. I want to see what are these properties that they have here. I don't see that in the docs. Gotta read their docs for a sec. Oh, okay. CFG fields. Okay. So they have like CFG is the minify CSS. What's the default for these? Okay. Minify JS. We don't care about JS. Oh yeah, we gotta strip the JS tags in the styles. The JS styles in the style sheets. Remove bangs. What's the defaults? Is it? Why don't they say the defaults? No, right. Let's see here. I'm using bright data. right now. I'm not storing cookies because they have tons of IPs to okay. Bunch of images from Goat. So logging in would slow me down. Okay. Let me know if you need help. Yeah, you can message me about that. About anything you're going through with that. I want to keep the opening. No, I don't want to keep the opening tags. I want to keep the closing tags. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah. Keep closing tags. All right. Move processing instructions. All right. So I want to keep that's all I want to do. Otherwise, this should be good. So let's test. Let's just test to see if. Let's test to see if we now have a compressed. I kept this as an import. I'm not using a module, so I don't need an import. Let's see if we can just start building our data set. I want to build my data set. Website crawler. Stock X bot detection is too good. Wait, what's Goat? I actually don't know about Goat. They were probably detecting your IP. You should get a VPN if you haven't already. Or did you already mention? You really should definitely use a VPN. Alright, let's see. Let's see how big this file. Let's see if we can compress this file. Well, let's see if it actually. Okay, nice. Looks the same. Yeah, I mean it's a little off, but it looks pretty much the same. All right, how big is the file? Before it was like 6.68 megabytes. All right, I mean it's 0.59 megabytes, but okay, it's fine. We made it smaller. That's like 16% or something. All right, that's good enough. That's good enough. We don't care about that. All right, so let's start getting a data set. Let's recomment this. Before we get the outbound links, let's make a labeler. A really rough labeler. I want to use, as I said before, I want to use GPT-4 for the labeling. But for now, we'll just do this. I could use any LLM, honestly. I don't think I need GPT-4. I could probably set up Falcon, or I could use Llama 2 for it. Might be better. So what I want to do... Oh, they don't have a head here. I want to scrape sites that have heads. Oh wait, this is not Hacker News. This is my copy of Hacker News. So I want to get the title. The title, because you got to think, I'm making it so that we can ask the LLM how to make a site like this. So that I don't really want the title, because for a lot of news sites, the title is going to be the title of the article, which has nothing to do with the way the website's designed. So, Oh, nice. That's cool. Yeah. We can have a whole conversation. I think tomorrow Matt and I are going to talk about Web3 being AI, because that's a big thing. Yeah, that's cool. Your friend shared. That's good to hear. But yeah, Web3. It has to be. That's the logical flow of it. It's like you have Web 1. Essentially, the business, the world starts to get. It's almost like a land grab that happens on the web. We have all these businesses going on the web, and then Web 2, you have the prosumer generation, people with these businesses generating content and also making platforms for generating content and consuming. And then you have Web 3, which is this sort of kind of combination of like massive data analysis from all the data that was built in the past by you, right? By us. And also the identity that these companies know about you from all that data. So I think it's a combination of the data analysis, AI, and your identity, and what's going to be done with your identity. That's scary. No, it's not. It's not scary. All right, so I want to actually keep this. We'll do this. We'll say final HTML equals this, and then so then now the HTML will just equal this, and then label info. All right, so how are we gonna get the label info? We can just say, for sake of time, for now we can, yeah, blockchain isn't even, like, who uses blockchain? Like, I don't use blockchain, you know. All right, so, oh, it says, what's OP? What's OP? Can I use OP? What's HTML OP? It says news. I've never seen, I don't know the OP attribute. What is OP? I've never seen that before. No, I mean the OP attribute. Never. Maybe that's just a Hacker News thing. I've never seen this. What? I don't even. Definitely blockchain crypto have been shown to really easily scan whether propped up. Yeah, Matt, what's your take on that? On like the Web3 being AI? Do you think that's legit? I'm curious to hear your perspective on that. You're a learned man. Let's see. So, all right, we're done with this. All right, so we need to figure out a way. So let's go to Google, for instance. How are we going to label Google? We could just use the titles for now, and just knowing that the data set's made off the titles, we'll have to do our predictions with that knowledge. Because I want to label these anyway, eventually. I could also just only use sites that have meta information. That's something I could do. Let's see. Yeah, let's just use the titles. This isn't perfect, but is there some better way I could use that? Because this one is like CFG and minify underscore. Like that's not. No one's ever gonna look that up. We also don't have to auto label them. We can manually auto label it for now. Yeah, like we can't use the description as a label because that's nonsense. Like this isn't. We're really just gonna have to label these with like LLM probably. Yeah. Oh, Web3 for the masses. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. You know what I might do? Let's only scrape sites that have meta information for now. So let's for instance, let's go to this page. And this is such a thing that I might just, you know what, let's use the titles. I actually think it's kind of cool because now I'm thinking if you just type in the title of a news article, it might actually just generate a site with that content in it. Like if you had a big enough of a data set. It's kind of interesting actually. Let's just use the titles for now as the labels. I want to have another video where I'm using GPT or I'm using some LLM to get this. All right. Return document dot title. What is it again? Yeah, document title. And it has Google search in it, you know. That's alright. It kind of makes sense. Like the first thing you do when you create a website is you type in the title. So if this is on enough websites, maybe it'll design a cool website if you just write the title first. It's kind of like a autocomplete. Alright. So our data set won't be, wait, what is this? Oh yeah, because our data set won't be a question, it'll just be the title. That's what we prompt. Alright, so that's the label info. We'll build the prompt, which will be, we will return string format of, let's just say like tiny web dev and label info. Wait, tiny web dev ask. Wait, web dev title. Now let's do tiny web dev code. And then we're going to put in the new line. We'll put in the final HTML. The minified final HTML. So does that work? I just realized, is this going to be tokenized? Well, yeah, I think that's fine. All right, so we build the prompt, and I said build prompt. Oh, hold on. Yeah, okay. So we build the prompt, we return the prompt, and we have this while loop where we keep getting outbound links, and we go through each of them. So we have to find all the legitimate outbound links on the site. This is how I do that. When I make crawlers, this is how I get my outbound links. So let's go back to Hacker News. Hold on. Hacker News is my everything. Shaswin Suthas. Hey, what's up, man? How do I pronounce your name? Is it Shaswin? Did I get that right? So this is how I get outbound links while I'm creating a web crawler. So I want to do query selector all, and I want to get all A tags. And you can actually look through the JavaScript as well if you're really lead. I'm going to do a filter first, because not every A tag is something you want. Because I don't want any broken links, and I want to make it easy for me to not find broken links. Some links are broken and they're displaying none on the page. So the first thing I'm going to do, if you want to check if something's actually showing on the page, you can say offset parent not equal to null. And I can also say and the element has an href and the href length is greater than, or let's just say how should we do this? Because it might be a full URL path or a slash. Let's say if it doesn't start with, because some hrefs, let's do length is greater than 0, but also, so it actually has content, but also let's do if the index of hash is not equal to 0. So what that's saying, you have to do array from on query selectors, because you have to bring it to a primitive array away from this like class list. JavaScript's just weird. It's just weird. It's just, that's the thing about JavaScript, is that it's just weird. Everything's an object except for some random primitives, and one of those primitives is a number, not even an int. That's legit. That's a JavaScript thing. It's like there's a number type. It's like, what? And you still have to parse ints and floats too. So they still have this concept of typecasting with functions. But parse int really just removes the floating point. That's it. And then parse float just adds it. Like it just converts a string with a dot and numbers, or it'll just add a dot and 0. Alright, so let's say, alright, so the reason why I'm doing this is if it starts with 0, the href, that means it's an internal link. So this isn't an outbound link. So let's see. Okay, so so that got us, wow, 254 links on the page. Oh yeah. So a lot of these pages. So there's a lot of there's a flag here. I may also just, if something has more than 5 query params, just ignore it. When you're crawling, you really have to be smart about what's just not, you just know it's not a web page. I sometimes, honestly, like just to get a lot of variety, I sometimes like to just only go to new domains, like straight up. Glad first language Java. Sure, it may seem outdated, but at least it teaches you fundamentals. No, dude, yeah. No one's first language should be JavaScript. It's just not like, it just doesn't at all help, at all, at learning fundamentals. Like, I'm glad that I knew other stuff before JavaScript, because if you learn about types in JavaScript and objects and classes, you're gonna be like lost. Alright, so let's do, we want to just return the href. Okay, and as you see, we have all the links here. I actually only want outbound links. I don't want any things going to the same site. So I don't want any of these Hacker News ones. So for this particular one, I'm just gonna say, and the I don't think I can keep this in one line. Hold on a sec. So yeah, because I gotta use the URL library. So I want to say the window origin, window location origin is not equal to the href origin, which I need to get from, so let's do href origin. Look how long this conditional is. So the way I'm going to check whether these origins, is I just want to get others. I don't want to keep going to the same site to another page, because we're trying to get like a lot of variety in our data set. So let's make href origin equal to L dot, let's see, L dot, we want to do new URL class on this, and I think when we do that, we're going to be able to get a dot origin. So this is our URL info. So this is a class that's so nice that parses URLs for you, that JavaScript came out with. It's so good. You have no idea how hard it was to parse URLs before this. They break everything out and give you all the methods, all the fields associated with it. Let's see, nice, it works. So we got all the outbound links, or all the links that go to other sites, and this one starts with mail too. So we got to make sure it starts. Got to make sure these hrefs don't either start with. Let's not just keep adding to this long conditional. Let's say we want to say lhref and let's do this. So if you don't want to do a ton of, if you have multiple things you want to check a string with, you can do includes like this, like a hard string match. So we can say HTTP comma slash. This is what we want, and I'm stopping here because I want HTTPS. And you know what? No, let's not do that. It's fine. Let's just do this. And the reason why I'm doing a slash is because on websites you can have a slash at the beginning to do an internal link. So actually, we don't even want this. We don't even want this. We just want, you know what? We don't even need this either. We can just say, just if it starts with HTTP, that's all we care about. So we can just add that to our long list of things. Why is this? Let's not do that. Okay. L.href.index of HTTP if it does equal 0. So we say we don't want internal links. So actually, we don't even need this internal link check, because I didn't know it was going to be this simple to just check if we have HTTP links. And let's go and see if we remove that mail too. Oh, my bad. Let's remove this check. Okay. Oh, so they have HTTP. Okay. So we do. All right. So we need both. We need this, and we need the other stuff we had before. So we do still need the HTTP origin because their site is using HTTP for their internal or their in-browser links. So let's actually just do this. Let's do if HTTP is not equal to 0, just return false. And then let's do our other stuff here. Okay, so now let's go run a little script here. Nice. I remember it was 31 before. Cool. Oh wait, it was. Oh, okay. They have a Y combinator. Whatever. It's probably a different site. We're cool. The reason why I'm trying to get different sites is because I don't want to just keep scraping a lot of the same looking pages. Does that make sense? All right, cool. So let's go and push this in here, let's get a page evaluate. Let's do this, and let's return the array. And let's get outbound links. Let's recomment that. So this should be doing, so here's what we did. I think this is it. This is all we need. I'm actually going to continuously save the file though. Hold on. Where do we do the minify? We do it here? Okay. Okay, I think that's good. So I want to continuously save it. I'm telling you, that's just a good thing to do. Because when you're running crawlers and you're building data sets in your crawlers, you just want to always be saving it. And you don't want to just wait till the end. Like you're almost never going to end a crawler. You can have certain stop points, but I'm just every time we're just going to save the file whenever we get into it. This is not a fast script at all. It takes, I think it takes like 30 seconds per page to process it. So here's what's happening. Start at the top of our run function. Took us a couple hours, but we're not done. Sorry, never done. So we have a seeds file. It's just Hacker News for now. We're setting up a Puppeteer browser. We're getting a list of websites to crawl, and we're gonna start with our with the main seed file we have. We're gonna say while the length of websites to crawl is 0, we're gonna pop off the last thing. Hold on a sec. Let me just make sure pop is x.pop. Just make sure this isn't an x. Cool. All right. I just wanted to. I forgot if it actually updates the values reference. Okay, so we pop off the last website, last thing in the list. We go to the website. We have this generate prompt routine, which does some complicated stuff for us. We go and we embed the styles, which is this big script that essentially gets all the computed styles, puts it in the HTML, removes a bunch of class attributes we don't want, and then we add that to the HTML. We get the page HTML. We minify that string using this really nice Rust minifier. We label it for now we're just using the document title as the label. We're gonna change this. We're changing this. We're changing this. And then we're gonna build a prompt, and the build prompt is just a combination of some tags here, or some prefix tokens, and then we get the prompt. Oh yeah, we add the code and the label here. And then we return the prompt, we generate the prompt, got the prompt, we add the prompt to the data set. Oh, we gotta save the data set, not the prompt. We save the data set continuously into our file, and then so this is how I get my data sets. Okay, I go on the internet and I take your data. Just kidding. And then okay, so, and we're about to go into, once we run this a little bit, we're gonna, if this works, we're gonna go into Colab and do some fine tuning with the script I had from last week, and we're gonna get the outbound links and then add those outbound links to which we just wrote that script. We're gonna add all the outbound links on the page to our website crawler, and it's just gonna keep crawling forever and ever, because no site just doesn't have outbound links. All right, let's run the website crawler. Let's do it. Okay, nice. now we got waiting time. Yeah, I hope this works. I mean, I hope I'm like, I hope this works. Breaks the first second it runs. Alright, so we just misnamed the variable. This is gonna be kind of slow too. Really, ideally, we only should need, for something like fine tuning for Llama, because Llama's seen a lot of HTML, we should only need like a few thousand sites. Hold on. All right, cool. You see how we have this array of this prompt? Nice. We're going to another site here too. Oh, you're going to YouTube? Well, that sucks because. Okay, well, YouTube's not the site we want to scrape. That's fine. The reason why we don't want to scrape YouTube is not for political reasons, but because YouTube's HTML is like all web components. So it's just going to look like shit. Oh well. That's fine though. Oh, did it break? Yeah, you see how it keeps saying control element? Let's actually undo this. Let's clear out the data set. And let's actually just skip. Let's just skip it. So every time website to crawl, oh whoops. Every time this while loop runs, we're just gonna we should clear it out. Should probably clear it out before we can cat. Yeah, we should clear it out before we can cat. So we'll just say filter, or we'll just do it after we can cat. This isn't a big deal. This isn't like a crazy amount of processing. So we'll just say website dot map dot filter. Wait, I just did a filter. Am I getting a little crazy here? I think I'm losing my mind a little bit here. Let's see, website dot let's do the filter right here. But we only want to return websites that, dude, I'm losing. Oh yeah, right, that the index of, we actually want to use the URL package here as well, just so we can parse the URL, because we can't just check if it's HTTPS, because I don't know if we just want to make sure that the origin doesn't have youtube.com in it. That's it. And we'll have to do this manually with every site we know that sucks. Or actually, we can actually just say if it has a control element, then just meaning not control element. If it has a lot of web components, then just ignore it. That's a better way to do this. For now, let's just do this. Let's just do dot hostname dot index or dot origin dot index of youtube.com if it exists, or let's see, we want to only keep the things where it doesn't have youtube.com. Okay, I think we're good. Oh wait, hold on. Let's cancel. Is this empty? Okay, cool. Now let's run it. I just want, honestly, I might start with just 10 websites. Well, I don't know. It was actually going kind of fast before, so Like, how long is it gonna take to go to the next one? Yeah, like that. Yeah, like that wasn't that slow. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. We want to get enough that we can get some pattern recognition in here. Some pattern recognition in this bish. Pattern recognition. Oh, it just broke. It just broke. Shouldn't everything just work all the time? Alright, so this went to some website, and then it couldn't read tag name. Couldn't have been here. It's probably here. Wait, that wouldn't make sense. Well, I don't know why element is null sometimes, but we're just gonna have to say if there's no element, then so something broken here where while we're looping through the recursively every element, one of these elements didn't exist. So yeah, I'm checking before I rerun it if tag name exists. Oh, but I'm checking with the with the question mark. So it shouldn't run if it ever doesn't exist. Can't be properties of null reading tag name. That means it was the body. That means it had to be our body didn't exist. Oh, you know what? This is probably like a blank page, or like an aired out page or something. So you know what? Let's just do this. It's just, I think we should be fine just doing that. Just continue. Just keep going. Just keep moving. Keep moving forward. Alright, so we don't, this is now block scoped in the try block, so we gotta do prompt. Let's set that prompt out there. Alright, cool. So what site was this? Oh, I gotta log this site every time. That's a good idea. Crawling website. See, we're just doing cleanup. I can't wait to get into the collab and start training this. So I want to start doing QLoRa and 4-bit quantization, because I had some issues training this before. I'll just say that. What happened? Oh, my bad. I'll just say I tried fine tuning star coder with this on Colab, and it was just not happening. And I didn't do anything to it. Like, I didn't do LoRa. I didn't do, like, I should have, but I didn't do anything like that. Okay, so it does these first two sites. And then it crawls LinkedIn, and then it breaks, and then it goes to Instagram. Then it goes to Facebook. And all these sites are breaking. Every single one of these sites are breaking. Oh, you know what? We have to wait for the navigation to keep going once it fails. Alright, so it's not bad. It's not bad. Let's clear out the data set. So what happens in Puppeteer is whenever you often have to keep redoing when you do what do I say? When the navigation, when something breaks, the context, as they say here, gets destroyed, meaning just like the when they were executing your browser and they open up that session, that the functions in that session get destroyed because you navigated away when something broke. So it gets confused, and it's at this go-to line that it gets confused because it's still let's see. Oh no, actually, yeah, it is the go-to, but this kept going. So like the browser, all this page evaluate didn't cancel, which was online. They don't tell me. Well, it's right here. So like I logged stuff in the console. I like capture all the logs in the page evaluates. And the page evaluate kept going. The page kept running even though I got this error. But I did a go to. It's hard to explain, but like JavaScript threw an error, but Puppeteer kept doing stuff. Okay, so dang, it's already 200. So how are we gonna fix this? So we need to. So after it just keeps going, it continues. Before it continues, it should wait for navigation. I'm gonna look this up real quick. I just want to make sure this is what I want. Make sure this is what I want. That's what I want. I already looked this up. It's so demoralizing when you realize you already looked it up. It's like how weak am I? I'm so weak. I think I just need to do this. Just in case. I think it's did a redirect or something. I think that's why. Oh, you know what? I think I gotta handle redirects. Script isn't as simple as I thought it was, but I think we should be fine. Either way, I'm just gonna have it keep going because I want to just start training this. How's everyone doing? Any questions about like career stuff? Or I feel like a lot of people have questions about like getting into what language to learn and like how to get good and all that. I'm always down to answer questions on that. This is blank because there's an error. Let's see. Why is this blank? So it started going to the site. Oh, it waited for navigation. Can I check if there's a navigation? I think I'd search this too. Let me see. Yeah. Don't make the same mistake twice. Let's see. Oh my god. This is such a problem with JavaScript. I hate these all settled. I hate these promise functions. They're so bad. Interesting. So they're saying I should check for the HTML selector. Gonna drop it. Oh, see you, Matt. Matt's gonna be on tomorrow. We're gonna talk cool shit. Is lead coding necessary? Yeah. It depends on what you're trying to do. Lead coding is definitely something you want to do. But think of it less as lead coding as more as getting really good at understanding data structures and algorithms. Sorry. Just telling you the truth. You gotta that's important. Think of it as like this is how I can get really good at problem solving. Every leak code problem you solve is gonna make you better at something like this happens, and you can just stay in your like, you don't get like too many hiccups. Like every single thing you do, it's all the same. Like every problem you solve in any language is making it you better overall. So look at it like that. Look at it as your problem solving training. 'Cause I think a lot of people are like, it's like, oh no, data structures and algorithms, that's like, that stuff is like hard, and I don't need it and all that. It's the opposite. You need that fundamental so you get better at problem solving, so everything else is easier. Like if you're doing leak code and you're messing around with that level of problem solving, it doesn't have to be leak code, it could be whatever. You can just be coding a lot, but if you're just problem solving more, you're getting better and better and better at problem solving, and everything else is going to be easier. Well, easier. You're going to stay in your flow state. You're going to stay able to be productive over time. I said flow state. How would you showcase interest in ML and AI on the application of resume? Showcase interest. What do you mean by showcasing interest? Because you should showcase competence. The cover letters for showcasing interest. Your resume is showcasing your competence and experience. So look at your how can you show that you are competent in ML and AI? It's like, well, you should probably have some projects in your portfolio. If like, I'm not looking for a job in AI or ML, but what I would do is I would do a data visualization on something that I think is cool, and I would show how I got the data, and I would show how I would show my data frames magic. I would show my NumPy magic. Like I would have all that stuff in the code. Not that I'm like, that's not my discipline per se, but like, yeah, like if you want to have something that's visual in your portfolio, because interest and curiosity is like person to person. It's like, it's only one person, one man talking to another man. Like that's where you guys can see whether someone's behaviorally interested. It's really hard to do that on a resume. In a resume, you should show high level of competence. Like that's data. You know what I mean? You should show the data that backs up your worth. Because people, they're looking through a ton of resumes. They don't have enough time to have some like engagement with your personality on it. They're just like, no, this guy didn't go to Harvard. This guy, just kidding. I mean, it's kind of true, but like, but you don't need a big college or whatever. You just need to show competence. And the best way to show competence is to have projects, post them on GitHub, post them on Hacker News. You know, get stars. That's the best way in my opinion. All right, cool. So the thing is, I have to wait for navigation, but sometimes it's not navigating. They don't have a way to check if it's navigating. So you know what? I'm gonna do, when it breaks here, I'm gonna assume that there's a navigation happening. I'm gonna have it is navigate state. I'm gonna set it to false, and then in here I'm gonna set it to true. Then I'm gonna continue after that, and then after, this is always gonna be false after wait for navigation. I think that sounds so bad. Oh my god. Like YouTube doesn't like that. Like I could see the analytics, and I could tell, I uploaded another video where I was just going off, and I could tell they just stopped immediately. This is like, because also, yeah, this isn't great. I need to find what their navigation Alright, well at least it actually loaded the page, but I need to find what the navigation class error specifically is, I think. I think that's what I need to do. Live's laggy? For real? Why is it lag? Why is it lag? Yeah, I see it's laggy. How's the audio? Is the audio just as laggy? It's because I'm running. Alright, let's see. This stopped going. Bits. Maybe I'll do like maybe that'll help. It's so ridiculous. Alright, well, you know what I'm gonna do? Let's stop running this. We got our data set, whatever. Is the stream better now? That's alright. Okay. We'll just use this data set that we have now. Audio's good? Okay, cool. Audio's alright, nice. So I don't know how big is the data set. Yeah, I don't think our data set's small, but it's fine. Let's just use this data set for now. Let's go and let's open up that Llama 2 that we had. Let's use this. And okay, cool. So we can just use this again. I'm gonna run it through this again and how this works. So let's load up. So first things first. I have to actually, let's see, is something still running? So first things first, we have to upload our data set, which is like two things. Alright, dev alright, so let's go into Tiny Web Dev. I'm gonna try to, for this one, I'm actually gonna try to make a part 2. I've been trying to just do a ton of different things and not focus so much on doing part 2s. This one kind of matters. This is an important one. Let's upload this. Alright, so we got our data set in here. Let's rename this to data set. Oh wait, I just realized, oh, we have an A100. Nice. Always check if you have an A100 available on dock. Also, there's a little trick right here. If you want to restart your and have still have your disk, so still have all your data there, use get PID right here and kill the process manually in Python. And for whatever reason, Colab has some way to automatically check if things are messed up and reload. All right, so to check if the process was killed and then restart it. But they restart it without recreating the runtime, which is what matters. All right, so let's pip install transformers. I don't know why it doesn't come with it yet. I might use bits and bytes. I'm gonna run through how we'll use it. I actually don't want to use QLoRa. I'm actually kind of skeptical of 4-bit quantization. I haven't seen metrics that are great or benchmarks that are great for it. I don't know if you guys seen it, but I just haven't seen that. So we're gonna use this is the same. So I have a video fine-tuning Llama to code like me, and this is the same code that I use for that. Let's actually just log dataset. Okay, cool. So that's our dataset. I actually don't know what's the length. It's 2. Whatever. It's fine. It's okay. It's alright. Oh, I gotta get my Hugging Face key. I'll just like train this a little bit more and then hop back into it next stream. I'm not gonna do another topic next stream. This one's too big, I think. This is a good idea, and this one's cool, and I want to do this right. So I'm just gonna run through. I'm just gonna get this training now, and then we'll stop it. But next time, probably like, oh no, Matt and I are talking tomorrow, probably Thursday. I'm gonna be out to keep up though. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, you're a good part of the stream too. You're asking really good questions. Yeah, let me know if you need any help with what you're training. Definitely let me know. So, all right. So a little overview of what's going on here. I have where is it? Where's my? I just had it open. I had bits and bytes. So bits and bytes I'm using for the 4-bit. I'm not doing the 4-bit quantization. I want to compare it. I'm gonna get the data set offline. I'll get every video getting the data set's such a. I mean, I already wrote the script for it, so I'm gonna run it offline. Let's get this. I have so many collabs. It's crazy. I have so many collabs open. It's like how many collabs do you should probably just have one big one. All right, so this config, I'm just gonna move this over. I just wrote in here. I was watching a tutorial on QLoRa, and I was like, I want to try that out. All right, so let's just comment this out for now. So what LoRa is doing, so you might be familiar, if you're familiar with transformers, you're probably familiar, or with the transformers library, you're probably familiar with a lot of this stuff. The main thing that matters here is we get the auto model for casual LLM. What this does is it gives you it allows you to load their casual LLMs very easily, and casual LLM versus a BERT style left and right LLM. Casual LLMs are, what I mean is it's sort of encoded left to right. So the casual LLMs are constantly making autoregressive predictions to the right using the previous context. So that's so it's not like doesn't know the future. Well, everything's making predictions, but this one's is literally just like it's sequential. So that's Llama. Llama is casual LLM, and we have this callback to save our This is all adapted from StarCoder's fine-tuning script, by the way, which they have on their site. So if you want to just look at, I can give you the link to this collab if you want, but also just look at their fine-tune.py file. So if you want to fine-tune any LLM, in my opinion, this is a great starting point. The script they have here. So we load this, right? So we do this. They do this cars token ratio. It's not a big deal. Print the trainable parameters. This is just printing all the parameters that we have that are trainable. So the reason why you want to see this is because all the parameters aren't the parameters we're training. So LoRa is a method of fine-tuning so that you freeze all the parameters, and then for each of these matrices, you're getting you're getting rank and a low rank of the matrix. Rank as in like all the independent values in the matrix and columns, and you're getting a low rank of it. And the reason why you want they're getting the independent columns on the matrix is because they don't want to have any lossy data, so they don't want to lose any data, but they want to retain the actual value of the matrix by making it smaller. So long story short, that means that when you're typically fine-tuning without things like LoRa, you're actually doing too much work, and these weight matrices can actually be refined and made smaller. So when we say trainable parameters, they're saying the params that we're actually going to be training, so not the frozen params. So we have this data set, so we're going to tokenize everything, and I believe it's going to be, the sequence length is going to be 10,020 or 1,024. Create the data set. We don't have to do a cut point. With the train, we have two things. I guess we'll just be the train data as one thing valid. We'll do the actual. We'll like just see if it trains this time. We'll like actually do this later, once I get the actual data set. For now, we're not gonna be able to get that. So did I save it from last time? Nice. Is acceleration available? Is not defined. What? Why is that not defined? Definitely installed accelerate. I had this issue before and I forgot how to fix it. So the accelerate, which allows you to it makes training the model more optimized. I believe it makes it so across different environments it's easy for you to change from different GPU, like different what's it called, different AI accelerators, I think so. And also I'm pretty sure, please correct me if I'm wrong, I forgot, but I think because I think it makes it so that you don't have to keep updating all of your weights for the different architecture you're on. But let's look at this. His accelerator is undefined. Alright. Spawn the trap and want to learn everything, like after learning the basics of Python. Now I want to learn Go and backend frameworks. What's your opinion? Yeah. Try not to, I mean, it's good you're at least at that point that you're trying to learn everything, because most people aren't even curious, but like try to be focused 100% for speed, for efficiency. So like if you you touch a lot of things, you gain a level of understanding, but that understanding isn't going to help you really be effective at first. Like that's more of like an expert over time thing. It's like I've used so many different frameworks that I understand things at like a abstract level. Like that's more like you're an architect. That takes like a lot longer to get into. When it comes to when you're just trying to get like super competent in one avenue, really try to stay focused. And like I would say, if you're learning the basics of Python and you want to learn Go and it's backend if I would say just pick a backend framework in Python and then just go down that and just do everything in Python. Like single thing you should do should be in Python, and then you can learn a ton of different concepts all in Python rather than learning the basics of Python, learning the basics of Go, learning the basics and you haven't gotten to an advanced stage in anything. Because the advanced stage is when it's easier to get the jobs, and it's easier to opportunity more comes to you when you have a higher level of competence. So it's the fastest way to get competence is with focus, or most efficient way. Most efficient. It's not really about fast. It's about being useful as in an efficient way. So you're not sort of oh, okay. I gotta get the most up-to-date version of Accelerate. Let's see. Why would I need... It's actually kind of weird that... That's weird that I need to do that. I feel like, yeah, it's already the most up-to-date one. Status specify. Let's see if we get an import error here. Import. It says version 0.21. I might have to restart it, I think. Yeah, I gotta restart and skip down to this line. Yeah. So I'm gonna run my restart script. It's gonna auto restart. I'm gonna keep my data set. See, I don't have to re-upload the data set. Let's not do this. Oh, I actually don't need to pip install, I don't think. Which might be a problem because I think that the Stack Overflow is telling me I have to. So let's get Accelerate. And I think it's the same version. I don't think I changed anything. Yeah. And then this, I may have to delete the runtime. Oh wait, this is an old. I've been debugging an old error from last time I was using this. Oh my god, it's I just need to get this running. I just need to get this running. All right, so I'm loading it in 8-bit. I'm loading the model, running the accelerator, running the LoRa config. All right. I don't know why the dropout's 0.05. I think that was just random. I used Flask for a project and I actually liked it since I already built projects. In Spring Boot, it seemed relatively understandable, but Django I think has more boilerplate code. Yeah, Django. I love Flask. In a little startup I'm doing on the side, I build it in Flask because it's so fast. But Django comes with so much valuable stuff. Yeah, and also there's more jobs in Django. I think Django's great to learn. I never got super into Django, and I probably won't because I don't like feel like I have to. So it's like, but I should have probably. No, I think for me and my path, Flask was a good choice because I was able to learn a lot of things quickly. But and professionally, I wasn't even going down a Python road. But like, if you're going down a Python road professionally, you do Django. There's so many more jobs in Django than and probably more than Spring. I don't know for sure. Don't quote me on that, but like I think there's probably more Django jobs than Spring jobs. Let's see. All right, cool. We're running. Start iteration. So I think we're just saying start at 0. We definitely only need 10,000 max steps. We're not even going to be running this a lot, honestly. We have a training set of like 1, so I think we're good. Run name's still called this. Let's call this tiny web dev. We need a part 2. Hopefully, I think Thursday. Okay, nice. Okay, we're training. All right. I mean, it's not. It's a data set of. It's one thing. We're not gonna actually get any good results today. But I do want to actually. I want to actually follow up on this. All right. How fast is this? Do I need? Let me think. And also, it's only. Look how crazy! It's only using 12 gigabytes of GPU RAM. That's crazy. That's so optimized. Like that's because of LoRa. That's why. Because we're still fine tuning Llama to 7 billion, which is small, but like I think without all this, it would have been like 30 gigs. I think at least 20 something. When I was messing around with other 7 billion, fine tuning 7 billion LLMs, yeah, it was like way more, like 3 times as much, two or 3 times. All right, so it's running. I want to see. It's only logging after 10 steps, and the steps here are so like it's like 1,024 tokens. It's breaking up the data set into, I think. So, 10 iterations. I don't think will be one prompt or one of our data set items. All right, it's running. I think it's good. I really should just do it well in the next video so we can really get like a data set. I'm gonna try to offline get a data set of like at least 100 and something websites, at least 100, and then we'll load it up here and we'll just start the video at the fine tuning. We'll start at the fine tuning. In the US, yes, Spring Boot is basically non-existent. Oh, you're in Tunisia? You're trying to get a job? Really? So they're Angular and Spring in Tunisia or in Europe. Wow. So I felt like Europe didn't pay as much as US at all. But I would say if that's I don't know anything. I can't give any Europe job field advice, but I got this sense it really depends on the country. Like it would seem like, because I had some interviews over there and I was gonna take an offer for Amsterdam, and it was like a third of what of another job I was gonna get paid in New York. Like literally a third. Not even like kidding about that. And this was a mid-level job. This was like 4 years ago. Yeah. Was it 4? That was almost 5. No, yeah, it was 4 years ago. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know the lay of the land now, but I would say at least then. I know the UK is better. Yeah, I hear the UK. Also, I just saw job postings there. That was better. Germany was about was not as good. Seemed like the UK was the best. Really? That's crazy. Years ahead? Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, no, like it's I'm grateful to like have this environment. Yeah, yeah. No, but it's crazy cuz like if you like they should be at least valuing it more. Maybe they would be more competitive in the global market if they paid their engineers more. It was more competitive field over there. Oh, France. I don't know anything about that. Good luck. Yeah, let me know if you need any like advice or maybe not about the France, but about the just learning stuff. I'll be on the streams. Just ask. But yeah, I'm gonna get some food now. Hit the hay. All right. Adios. It was fun. We're almost at a point where we can never code again. We're so close. All right. See ya.